Won't do what my sister wants. Am I wrong? I, 33F, have always had a strained relationship with my family, especially my mom. When me and my siblings, 38F and 35, were younger, our standard practice for the weekend was to hide anything that could break or be used as a weapon on a Friday night and put it back on Monday morning before school so no one would notice. If we forgot, my mom and stepdad would come back from the pub and start fighting, and it always went too far. Then we would be left to clean up the mess. So weekends went: Friday comes home from school, mom and SD go pub, we hide things. Sat be as quiet as possible so we didn't wake up. They would go out Saturday night. Be hungover Sunday, and we would put everything back before school on Monday. It was extremely toxic. Most nights we would hear physical fighting. If we got out of bed we would get beat, so it was easier to hide in bed, pretend to be asleep whilst being scared, praying you hadn't made a noise. Some days I would cry and get beat for crying. My brother moved out at 13. He went to my uncle's. My mom wouldn't allow me to go as I was her baby girl. My older sister moved out when she was 17 after meeting a boy she fell in love with. That just left me dealing with everything. When I was 16 I was told to get a job and had to give over 3/4 of my wages to my mom, who had never worked a day in her life. When I was 18 I questioned her as to why I had to pay so much. That resulted in me getting kicked out, having nowhere to go. I had to live on the streets. My sister lived in Blackpool and my brother didn't speak to me. I never found out why. Now that I'm older, married with 2 beautiful children, I often look at them and wonder how anyone could treat their children the way I was treated. I live in Scotland now, far away from my mum. My sis, however, has become close with my mum. After my SD died, my mum reached out to all 3 of us and wants to build bridges. She won't admit what she did wrong though. She won't admit to the beatings, the moving house every time social services got involved, sometimes letting questionable men look after us, and having horrible things happen to me and my sis. She says our childhood wasn't that bad and I'm being dramatic. I have PTSD from everything she's put me through and I just want her to be held accountable, but I feel like I'm never going to get that apology I want. I know it won't change what happened. I just want to hear I'm sorry. She wants to meet my children, which I really don't want to happen. My sis is pushing for this to happen and I'm unsure why. I don't understand the hold my mom has on my sister. We often talk about our childhood, as I thought that maybe I was being dramatic as I was young. But no, she remembers my mom beating us. She remembers my mom letting people essay us and telling us it's just part of being a woman. I don't understand why my sister wants this woman in her life. I don't understand why she wants this woman near my children. It makes me feel angry and sick. I just don't get it, but no, I won't get the answers I want. So would I be the if I just ignored my sister's requests and didn't let my mom in my life again? Update: so I've just seen my post on TikTok and that was weird tbh. I thought I'd answer some questions I read there. 1. My sister has no children and moved back to Leeds a few years ago. My brother has a wife and 5 children, also lives in Leeds. My brother is NC with my mum, but his wife talks to her and sends her pictures of her children. No one in my family know where I live, as they all pretty much left me to fend for myself, so when I moved to Scotland no one seemed to notice. I don't have any social media for this reason. I also don't have many friends because I'm very cautious about who I have in my life. I do see a counselor and have done for the past 10 years, so I'm honestly doing okay. Anytime I want to see my siblings I always drive down to Leeds. My biological dad lives abroad. He left when my mum broke his ribs when I was 2, he just left us. He has 2 other children with his second wife. I've never met any of them, just email my dad from time to time. As you can tell, I have a lot of issues, and I think that's why I still speak to my sister and brother, as they are the only family I have and we all tried really hard to look after each other as children.